Hey, you're checking out another guest spot. Right now we're going to have a look at Transformers Universe Classics 2.0 Cosmos. Cosmos was our friend from Generation 1 who was the flying saucer, who circled the Earth very lonely all the time. He's actually kind of pudgy too. He was like the fat little Autobot. So he got the Universe remake. It's not too bad. You see he's very flat. Color scheme is very similar to what we had before, that kind of green. The yellow here, actually on this tail, he never didn't have a tail before as far as I remember. I kind of dislike it, to be honest with you. Maybe it's to let us know which way is front, which way is back. And then the red bit here on top, which will likely be his head when we transform him. We can look at the underneath and it's, you know, kind of similar to the top side, but different. He's got the markings here, probably maybe we'll say Cybertronian language or some kind of decal. Extra little blue highlights here. Again, maybe windows for a cockpit for the flying saucer. All in all, he's not too bad in this form. So we're going to transform him now. We start by pulling apart the arms. We're going to fold them down a little bit. We can take the legs and pop them out this way. Fold them down. Do the other one. Why is this one fussy? There we go. Do it that way. There we got the Autobot emblem. And we're just going to pop the bottom waist forward. That pops his head up top. We've got his legs that are going to come down this way. And there we have Cosmos in his robot form. Altogether not too bad. In terms of articulation, his arms move a little bit forwards and back, up and down. The other one, the legs have a pretty good amount of articulation as well. We can move them all around. That's on a ball joint. Plus this has a pretty good degree of movement. Tail back here is still ugly and kind of dumb, but that's okay. We can live with it. All in all, Cosmos isn't too bad. He's a little bit... he's not as sturdy as some other Transformers, and really it's just because, I mean, look at the size of the arms on this dude, plus his torso. His upper half he's very top heavy. His upper half is considerably heavier than the rest, and while his feet are long, they're kind of narrow, so you may have some fun trying to stand him up, even though I seem to be doing a decent job of it right now. Altogether, he's pretty good. The face is so similar to how he looked back in Generation 1, which is excellent. Altogether, he's not too bad. If we move him aside for a second, hey, look at this. We've got the Generation 1 Cosmos. This is the one that I had when I was like 7 or 8. It looks like it fought in the Great War. So if we turn this to the robot, we can see how they compare. Whoops. That's okay. There we go. So we've got the original one, as I said, very old. This one has taken a beating. You can tell this one was played with compared to the new one. Well, I like all the Generation 1 stuff. I have to say I like this new Cosmos a lot better. A little more character to me and a little more posability, but let's face it, this one's came out in the last year. This one is, what, 20, 25 years old? You know, that happens. Altogether, pretty good. You can see the difference in size comparison. A little bit bigger. Get out of here, run. Ugh, okay. So all in all, not too bad. If you ever see this one, I'd recommend picking him up. He's not going to be too expensive since he's a Legends class. If you can find him. I've seen him once in stores and I didn't hesitate to get him then. I don't know if that's going to be the same for everybody else. So if you see him, I'd pick him up. He's a decent little addition to your collection. He can pose a little bit. And he's just great to have around when you're sitting there watching TV or something that you can fill around with. So again, this is Cosmos, part of Transformers Universe Classics 2.0. This is another guest spot. Thank you very much.